take this corner. Oh! Alright, so as you may have already seen, yesterday I went to Forumfest. And Forumfest is a car show. Along with the car show, you get to do a lead follow session on the road course that they have over there. And after that is done, you get to drag race if you choose or not. So you can show, or you can race. So I really like those shows a lot better instead of just a car show, or it's just a race where, you know, it's either one or one. I like the shows over here in Northwest where, you know, some of them where you can do both. So, I mean, that's always awesome. But yesterday I did a lead follow session. I did 2 sessions of 4 laps each. They were fun. I did that mainly to try out the new springs, the new end links for the aftermarket sway bar that I neglected. And let's see, and I also want to try out, you know, the brakes and the brake fluid. So I upgraded the brake fluid to a performance brake fluid, much better than the stock fluid, you know, I must say. And everything was great. First session wasn't very fast. And if you don't know what a lead follow session, what you have is a pace car that is in front, and they are gonna pace the group of 4 or 5 people, and they're only gonna go as fast as the slowest person in the group. So, I mean, it's a great way, it's a great and cheap way, other than autocross, to test out any mods that you might have, or any newly installed mods. So I did that. The new springs, you know, handled great. I'm not sure if I was, you know, tracking the car hard enough to where it was bottoming out, but you know, with the suspension travel, or lack of suspension travel that these cars are built with, I'm pretty sure it probably did, you know, bottom out. So I mean, there's not much just suspension travel with these cars anyways to begin with, even in stock form. So it's on Race Comp Engineering Springs, which is dropped, I think it's 0.8 of an inch. It's a little bit less than an inch. The springs are a little, just a hair firmer up front, and you know, a little stiffer in the back. So not much change in the front as far as spring rates, but a nice, you know, increase in the rear. After that, I got my alignment, so that's done. Running about 2 degrees in the rear and about -1 in the front. So -1 in the front, -2 in the rear. So looks like I'm going to need rear control arms to dial out some of that negative camber in the rear, just to save some tire wear. So everything was great. So first run wasn't so fast. Second run group that I was with, I was following behind a Lambo, which I'm probably going to show here. That thing just sounded amazing. I was just happy that I was fortunate enough to, you know, go on a road course behind a Lambo and just listen to the music that was coming out of his tailpipe. So that's that. So other than that, it's great. I'm happy with the suspension mods so far. I wish I had, you know, a big brake kit. You know, I'm really eyeballing the AP Racing brake kit, you know, but it is, you know, $2,500, kind of expensive. But it doesn't require a tune, like everything else on the Subi does. So after that, you know, I checked out, you know, some of the cars, you know, that are around there in Forumfest. You know, outstanding, great looking cars, by the way. Boost. That's good for now. But anyways, checked out some of the cars that were there, and all the cars were amazing. You know, well, it wasn't too big of a car show, but you know, there were some nice high quality cars there, you know, to look at. So after that, I decided I wanted to try out drag racing. I haven't, you know, tried drag racing in this car at all just yet. And you know, I was just itching to find out. It was only $20 extra on top of your admission fees. So I said, you know, what the hell, you know, it's 20 bucks. So I tried it out. I tried out all the different maps. I tried out the launch control. I tried out the flat foot shifting. I'm not sure if I'm sold on the flat foot shifting just yet. I think, you know, with my drag racing experience, you know, that I've had, you know, I've been drag racing. I started drag racing in the 90s, and you know, then I just got tired of it and stopped. But I'm thinking that, you know, I can get better results from, you know, manually shifting in my own damn self, the old-fashioned way, instead of flat foot shifting. You know, that I felt that when you do flat foot shift, there is kind of a delay. I didn't see that in the video, but it was just something that I felt there was kind of a delay. Like you can hear the power come back on when you release the clutch, but you just don't feel it. So that's kind of hard to display on video. So that is that. Launch control worked great. I tried out 4,500 RPM. Then I increased it a little bit to 4,800 RPM. You know, there are guys on the forum saying, yeah, you should set it at about 5,500 RPM to get better results. But I set it at 4,800 RPM, and best 60-foot time I got was from 4,800 RPM launch. Feathered clutch out a little bit. I didn't dump it, obviously, so I got a best 60-foot was a 1.8 60-foot. Best time of the day was a 20 PSI map was a 13.5 at 100 miles an hour. And you got to consider the track temps were over 120 degrees, and the temperature gauge on the car was, you know, it read over, I think it was 220 some odd degrees, when usually on a regular day it's around 210 degrees. So yeah, and it was just a hot day yesterday, just miserable. So that is that. The best time I got was surprising. I think it was one of my first or second runs, which was the 13.5 at 100 something miles an hour. I don't know the exact miles per hour. I had to look at my time slips. So there's that. When I did that, I don't know if it was because of the heat. I noticed for the first time ever in this car that the DAM, or Dynamic Advanced Multiplier, did change. So that's when I backed off on that, and I changed to the 18 PSI map. Then I tried the 15 PSI map. DAM didn't change on any of those maps at all. With the 18 and 15 PSI maps, I noticed I did get some feedback knock with the usual 141 feedback knock, but that's to be expected. So I'm not surprised out of that, especially when you're drag racing, going through first through fourth year. But yeah. And I noticed that as I went through different maps, you know, I got slower and slower. Obviously, with the 18 being best time was around 13.7 or something like that, a little bit under 100 miles an hour. And then with the 15 PSI map, which I tried on my last run, was like a 13.8 or 9 or something like that, at 98 or 99 miles an hour. So, but yeah, I noticed that one thing when I was drag racing. I noticed I seriously need a boost controller and those TGV deletes. I know I told you I wasn't going to drag this car, and which I'm not. I mean, it's always fun to do it every once in a while, but I don't plan to do it very much. But, you know, if I want that top end, you know, the electronic boost controller is a must. And I think the boost controller with the TGV deletes will complement each other with the right tune. No, the only trade-off is with those mods, you might sacrifice a little bit of your low mid-range power for a little bit more top-end power. But mid-range power right now is actually awesome. You know, compared to the stock power band, looking at my dyno graphs, it's a whole lot better. So I'm pretty sure I wouldn't mind sacrificing just a little bit for some better top end, because I'm actually convinced right now that as far as top end past 5,500 RPM, it probably isn't very much faster than stock, you know, at the high RPM range right now. I hardly ever go up to that RPM range unless I am at the track, so but I'm pretty sure it would probably help. But that's it for now. Good talking to you. You probably saw some clips in between here and there while I was talking. So yeah, that was great. So that's all I got. So I highly advise you, you know, if you want to, you know, explore the limits of your car, to take it out to the track and get a feel for your car in a safe, controlled environment. You don't want to do that out in the street, even though you know damn well all of us have done it and will probably still do it, but you don't get the actual feel of your car unless you go on a track or an autocross. So, man, look at that Subaru right there. It's funny. But anyways, when you're out there, just be safe, stay within your limits, and yeah. Alright, so I'm back from my little drive. So yeah, stay tuned. I still got a whole bunch of other videos and tutorials that I want to do for you guys for the 12 subscribers that I do have. I still need to install that air oil separator. I haven't installed it yet because I think it just looks very intimidating, and I don't know if I'm, confident, in my skills installing that yet. So I've had that for a couple weeks now, still waiting to install it. And if you're wondering why you should install an air oil separator, just do your research. I believe that these cars, if you're worried about the longevity of your vehicle, then you should install one, especially with these new Subarus and these DIT motors and the smog emissions and whatnot. So I want to do that. Hopefully I can do an install video for you if I do install it myself and grow some balls. Some car wash stuff that I want to do, and some more track event videos I want to do for you guys. And yeah.
Alright, well, my name is Mo Sadiq. This is my 2014 WRX hatch. I bought it brand new back